Test. Hello. So, welcome back, to the stream. So, as you guys know, don't worry about the corners. I'm gonna fix that later. But as you guys know, I'm hosting a new podcast, and it's called Gamer Talk. So, today is going to be the first episode of Gamer Talk, and I'm going to introduce our new guest in a few minutes or in a minute. So I just want to thank everybody for coming back to the stream, even though I took a very long break, a few days or a few week, a few what is it called? I forgot what it's called, but a few days break because uh I'm not feeling myself anymore, especially on like just streaming and on basically stuff. So I fixed it myself. I took a small break from streaming and just find myself again, find the courage to stream again, and find some ideas for the stream. So this is one of it, the Gamer Talk podcast that I'm gonna be hosting with a lot of other people in the future. But today, let me introduce our first guest. You guys might know him as having one of the surest voice on the PHB tubing community, and of course for his Valorant Overwatch skills. So thank you guys for stopping by, and let me introduce you guys to our guest. And hello, Ray. Welcome.
Hey, hello. Wow. Okay, that was quick.
Yep.
Hello, Andro. Hey, everyone in chat.
So yeah, this is Raykasuta, a very good friend of mine, and of course you guys know him as the guy who plays Overwatch. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Yes,
So
I
yeah.
do. I do play a lot of Overwatch.
So
So,
yeah.
oh
So,
God.
so that will be a bit later. Overwatch. So I want to ask you, Ray, how are you?
Doing pretty good. All I did today mostly was like edit videos, hang out with friends. So
Mm,
I think it was a pretty chill day. I mean,
I
what day
see.
is it even? Like,
Tuesday.
oh yeah. So yeah, not much to do really on a Tuesday for me.
Yeah, same here. Like as I said like earlier, like on stream, I off stream with Ray. Uh, we got lucky, my classmates and I, because today, Tuesday, our professor in school actually just said to us like, okay, I have this problem ongoing with the school, so you guys just pass your finals project and have the rest of the semester off on my subject. So literally on Tuesday we have a free day. Wednesday, tomorrow, just this week, because tomorrow is a national holiday here in the Philippines, and on Thursday we actually don't have classes on Thursdays. The rare day that we don't have classes though. On so yeah. So basically we have like 3 days of no classes. So yeah.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah. Especially right
So
now.
so that means you're like pretty free to like stream or do whatever
Nope.
really. Get the Oh no.
Nope.
Oh
Because
no.
uh
Unlucky. Why?
one of my major subjects is requiring us to pass a case study on one of the other subjects projects. So literally we have to do two projects to just to pass. Firstly we need to do our programming project. If you guys don't know, I study IT, so we have to do a programming project that
Yeah,
bless my
that's pretty
team.
difficult.
Yeah, bless my group mates because they actually did most of the work. I did not do anything actually because yeah, I wasn't feeling myself.
You're one of those group mates, huh?
No. I used to. You ask my
Mhm.
like old group mates, especially on first year and second year. I used to be like the type of leader like kung gagawin natin tong ngayong araw, gagawin natin tong ngayong araw. Pero I took like a chill pill this third year because yeah, I needed to focus on myself, especially this year. This year was not kind to our family, to my family. So yeah.
Yeah, I hope things get better for you, Andrew.
Yeah.
And hopefully you'll be able to, you'll be able to,
Go back and stream it.
yeah, do some streaming because streaming is pretty fun. I'd
Yeah.
say so. It's a
Yeah.
good escape from a lot of things. So
Yeah.
hope you can really get back to it.
Yeah. Basically, what my plan is, I'm going to like put the glove back into like proper leader mode. I'm planning like for my group works, especially those programmers, the one in my group, they really did a great job. So I'm planning the rest of the group. I'm not gonna let them do anything because they immediately did the hardest part of the project. They literally programmed the whole thing. So I'm just gonna let them be, and me and the other group is the other members. We're gonna do the case study and the presentation when it comes. So yeah,
Yeah, hopefully that works out, right?
yeah,
I'm sure it will.
yeah. But hello Zane.
Hey yo, is that the Zane Yans? Hello
Yep.
Zane.
Yeah, that's Zane. Yeah. So yeah, thank you for the follow, and thank you for the follow to Aki. Sorry ngayon ko lang napansin. So yeah. So basically, yeah, that's what have been happening with me for like for the past few days, especially last week. Last week I took a heavy blow on my mental. That's why I kind of disappear for like streaming. Like I even said it on Twitter actually. Like I'm gonna took like the rest of November off. I was planning to like come back at December, but the idea of the podcast just came to me like a rocket. Like I've been wanting to do a podcast since my first ever podcast. I'm gonna Ray know this. I told him before. Like this isn't the first podcast I did. The first podcast that I did was with Doc Ryan and Jin Ginky. So yeah, that will be.
And when was that podcast?
It's
The
like
the first one.
I have to double check it again, but either it was like almost 1 year ago or like 6 months ago. Wait, let me
Oh
check.
wow.
8 months
So
ago. 8 months ago.
so you really are like fine just going back to it just now.
Yeah, because.
And to be honest,
Mhm.
I'm honestly glad that you invited me because like no
Yeah.
no one really invites me to these things.
Yeah,
No one really I just it feels good to be invited to something.
something.
Wink wink. Anyone wink wink. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. So the podcast came to light, especially like after one of my okay, I'm gonna say it. I'm not gonna say the name, but one of my crushes or
Oh
streamer
my.
crushes started their
Oh.
own podcast with Rumble Royale. So they have I'm just gonna say the company because they started like three podcasts at once. So good luck finding who I'm talking about. So yeah.
So it's a secret. I see. I see.
Yeah.
I'm
Especially
sorry. By the way, guys, I'm sorry if you can hear my background. That's my sister again. She's in my room right now.
yeah.
Can't really get her out, so you're probably just gonna hear her laughing in the background a couple of times.
I see. So yeah. So the podcast came into mind, and to be honest, guys, if I'm gonna share this, the hardest part of the podcast is not inviting people, is not getting the scene ready. It's actually the name of the podcast is the hardest part. So
Yeah,
like
I agree.
like the first podcast name that I made is the Gamers Den podcast because I because my Discord server name is the Kato Den before I think I changed it now. Let me check. Let me
Mhm.
see. I know it's still the Kato Den. So yeah. So that's
But then
the
it's yeah.
but
But then isn't that similar to another one, right? That's already out right now.
yeah. Especially
So
yeah,
it makes sense that you had to change it.
yeah. So Ray is talking about like with Leon
Yeah,
Bartholomew.
Leon's Den.
Yeah, Leon's Den, which I'm fine. Is which I'm not gonna like copy the name because yeah. And Leon is actually a pretty good friend and one of my partners in setting up the Den Overwatch barbell. So I should probably
Yeah,
I should
I
probably
did I did
advertise
want
that.
to be a part of that. I did want to be a part of that. So for those who don't know, guys,
Mm-hmm.
Andro is hosting a VTuber, well, not really VTuber, but an Overwatch tournament.
Mm-hmm.
But it's we don't not many people signed up to it, so it
Yeah.
would be great if you guys would sign up to it as well,
Yeah.
because I do want to see a VTuber tournament.
Yeah.
I
So
mean, even though it's not fully VTuber, I just want to see a tournament happen in this community where
Overwatch.
we play Overwatch together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think like uh Overwatch in the Philippines is not that popular. Well, I'm not saying not that popular, but it's unlike League, Valo, ML. Like those companies knows like the Philippines has a scene for the games, but Blizzard doesn't know like Overwatch exists in the Philippines. I feel like it. So yeah.
Yeah, because I do feel like with games like well, basically Riot Games has influenced like a
Yeah.
lot of Filipino kids back then with the release of League of Legends, and of course they would, since they also released Valorant,
Mm-hmm.
they everyone would naturally just try it out as well, since you know Riot's history in the country.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that it's just more popular there.
Yeah.
It's
And
just more popular in the country. Yeah.
mhm. And especially right now, if you guys don't know, League of Legends will be moving out of Garena. Fucking finally. So if you guys don't know,
Actually, I know I'm not really familiar with that, but I heard the Garena had like some weird
okay, yeah.
problems.
Garena
Yeah.
before Riot find out, Garena was bit mining yeah, Bitcoin mining the pieces that installed it
Wow. Bitcoin
secretly.
mining, eh? Why
Yeah.
were they getting like more money from their players or something?
Yeah, because
Uh,
like the Garena servers. So Garena servers is like the only server that the SAE Southeast Asia can play League of Legends on. So yeah.
yeah, for some reason, I wonder why though. Like they
But
couldn't just have their own servers
yeah. I
to
think
begin with.
Riot regretted that idea after like the first three worlds blew up. Because I think the world season 1, 2, and 3 is like the best worlds at the start. Especially season 3 where Faker came out. Where Faker debuted. Like League of
Yeah,
Legends.
I know that guy. Like I've
Yeah.
seen him,
Yeah. League of Legends just
even
blew
though I don't
up
play
just
League.
because of Faker. Like that's why Riot just caters to fakers nowadays. So what's it called? Riot kind of regretted that. So because what I remember, and this is just my memory, and my memory is pretty bad. So what I remember, Riot was having a hard time releasing a server in SAE, but Garena was
Mhm.
around at that time. So they partnered up with Garena, just because Garena has their own servers in the Philippines, the SAE servers. So they thought at the time partnering with Garena and letting Garena release the uh, SAE version of League of Legends will be the best idea at the time because what I remember, especially from players like since season 1, they were connecting
Um,
to NA to North America just to play League.
oh, so I guess they couldn't really get the like the infrastructure to work yet
Yes,
to operate in Southeast Asia.
yes. So
But I mean it. But yeah, like as the whole gaming thing grew, and
yeah,
you know people started making a lot of money. I guess now they can just actually support Southeast Asian servers
yeah.
for League of
They
Legends.
yep. They actually
Though personally, Andrew, I my knowledge with League is limited because I actually don't like that game.
it's understandable, understandable. Like
Like, I'm sorry for any League lovers in
no,
the
okay.
chat, but I
Uh
really hate it. I mean, Sleepy's playing it right now, and I hate that game.
yeah. No, I will tell you.
I'm sorry, Sleepy.
Hardcore, hardcore League of Legends players will agree with you. The only reason why we play League of Legends as long as we did is, to be honest, at the long run it's fun, but playing it alone, especially like playing it solo queue on rank, it can get really freaking toxic. Like the toxicity in League.
Yeah, I've heard so many people who love League say that they hate the game as well.
Yeah.
Because I grew up my school, for example. that I went to had a lot of League of Legends players,
Yeah.
and of course they wouldn't stop talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
And when I tried it out, no, not the gameplay for me. But for some of them, they just played for maybe their entire lives almost. Like
Yeah.
half of their childhood was played was
Thank you.
playing League of Legends,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like they can't stop. It's like an addiction because it's
Yeah.
like they can't stop because like it's like you've played the game for long enough that it's just something you can't let go of anymore.
Yeah.
And I can kind of understand that because that's me with Overwatch technically, right? I'm starting like 6 years is kind of rookie numbers, right? Compared to League, I'm sure people have played League for like 10 years at this point.
Yep.
But I can, in that sense, I understand why people don't like the game will still play it.
Mm-hmm.
Same with Overwatch, really.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's.
Yeah.
But that won't get me to play League at all.
Yeah. Pare, if you can, for those in League players in chat, the League migration will happen in January. So yeah.
Yeah, go start migrating, guys.
Yeah.
Before you lose all your skins, I guess.
Yep. Everything. So before we go to the next topic, uh, for those who don't know, if you migrate now until January, everything will be kept except for the Garena shells. Kasi Garena shells will not be converted into riot points. So yeah.
Damn, they even have their own like currency, it seems.
Yep.
But yeah,
And yeah. So yeah. Talking about let's move to you now, Ray. I think gusto kong malaman talaga. What inspired you to start streaming and most particularly start VTubing?
that's kind of funny, Andrew, because like I was just talking about this with my friends a while ago.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like but then so yeah, as I said to them, the reason why I started streaming was I just wanted to see if I could do it, I
Mm,
wanted to see if I was capable of like growing on a platform. If I actually tried or something like that.
I
The
see.
VTubing thing wasn't always the idea. At first I was thinking of doing because like the way I started was I started on YouTube and I was doing like
Ah,
let's play, the classic let's play formula where
yep.
you record yourself play and then you just maybe edit it down a little. But then I
Mm-hmm.
realized I don't know if I could really succeed without an image to have like something to show myself as. So
Mm-hmm.
that's why I thought, okay, maybe VTubing would make sense because a lot of people are getting into VTubing.
Yeah.
This was back in like 2021 that I thought
Oh,
of it.
you started pala recently na rin.
Yeah. I started around 2021.
Mm,
Started making videos. It's on my YouTube channel is the first thing that started.
I see.
I posted a let's play for it's this random game called Road 96. I think it's on
Ah.
the Game Pass, but yeah, I started with that. I got like a random Vroid model from the internet. But the design was pretty much similar to this. So it's a hoodie character with a red hair.
Rappers.
I couldn't get the bunny ears yet,
Ah,
so I couldn't find any Vroid assets for bunny ears. I'm sure I could have found some if I looked hard enough.
yeah.
And then afterwards, yeah, I just used that for that let's play. But I immediately stopped because I saw an app called Reality.
Reality.
It's an app on the phone. You can VTube with it as well. I
Oh,
guess these
wait.
are
Yeah, I
yeah.
actually remember that because I remember downloading that. Then, diba, I got turned off by it because, ano, I think it was kind of limiting for me.
It is limiting. You can't really make much expressions with it.
Mm-hmm.
It was good to have as a placeholder model though.
Yeah.
And like my friends are doing right now, you can just use it for PNGs like like atrocious salad if you know him.
Ah, yeah, yeah, yeah.
His PNG is basically from Reality as well. So I guess that's a tip for any up and coming VTubers who don't want to pay too much for a model. If
Mm-hmm.
you guys wanna, just find a model to use, you can use Reality the app to
Yeah.
make a temporary one.
Yep.
And that one for me had bunny ears. So this was
I see.
around November. Imagine November, right? November of last year.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I was editing my video, and I was like, you know what? I think I like doing this VTubing thing, but the whole playing video games part alone and just talking to yourself sounded so boring to me.
Yeah.
So I decided, okay, I want to be a streamer now. It
Yeah.
was all over the place. I was like, okay, I'm gonna be a YouTuber first. Oh wait, that's kind of boring and tedious. I'll just be a streamer so that I can at least interact with the chat or something like that.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. So I commissioned a
Mm.
model. Commissioned a model around December.
Yep.
And here's the thing, right? The model took forever, and it's not by the fault of my artist or anything. It's because a lot of problems were happening
Yeah.
with her setup and everything.
Yep.
But once she only managed to finish it March, right? March of 2022. And that's
Ah.
technically that's where I say my start of VTubing begins, because that is the oh sorry that's your that
Yeah.
that is the first time that I was able to. Oh my god, she's popping off right now. Okay, hold on, hold on.
Okay. Listen muna tayo sa music habang nagano. So, yeah. Ah.
Okay, anyway, sorry, I'm back.
Mm-hmm.
So as I was saying, yeah, when the model finally released in March, and that's when I started to use it. But I was already meeting some people in the VTuber community around January to February,
Mm-hmm.
because I just used the reality model to stream, and that was scuffed because my mouth couldn't move when I talked.
I
It
see.
was that bad, but I was kind of okay with it because the model looks okay at least.
Mm.
So yeah,
Okay.
I mean that's
When?
pretty much my backstory. Sorry, everyone.
Yeah. But I forgot. When did I meet you? Did I meet you this year, ba?
Yeah, we met this year.
Yeah, like. Oh yeah,
It was we either met through the Minecraft server.
no.
I think actually most likely it was through the Minecraft server.
Yeah. I know. No. I didn't meet you through the Minecraft video server. I met you with Doc Ryan.
Oh yeah,
Through
we did play. What did
yeah,
we play with Doc Ryan? Was it
Overwatch.
Valorant? Oh, we Overwatch ba? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, true. I did meet you because of Overwatch first.
Yeah. I think I remember Doc Ryan streamed Overwatch and I was in watching his stream and I saw like you guys have like a few slots open and I actually installed Overwatch again like a few days before that because I was buying with the hype of Overwatch too. So I reinstalled Overwatch. So I guess I took the chance and nag-chat ako dun sa stream ni Doc Rai and ayun, alam ko ikaw yata yung host nun or ikaw yung ano yung parang main streamer nun. So, host ng lobby pala. So, I think he asked you if I can join. You said yes, then yun. That's how we met.
Yeah, but then I don't think we really interacted much until recently.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not sure why really, because I feel like we always ran into each other one way or the other.
Yep. Like,
Because not gonna lie, Andro, you're like everywhere almost. Every time I see people play Valo or Overwatch, you're there.
yeah.
Is that wrong to assume?
No, that's right because before Overwatch, uh, this is where I grew actually, with Tekken. So,
Yeah, I heard
that,
about that. You're a
yeah.
Tekken god, apparently.
Not really, pero people
That's cap. You
knew,
are good at Tekken. I saw
yeah,
I saw you play Tekken already.
yeah, people knew me on Tekken because Doc Rai, a lot of Doc Rai's friends, the IQV, them lot, a lot of them plays Tekken, and one day, like firstly I met Doc Rai during a Tekken VTuber Tekken tournament that Sayama Seiko held. It's like a small
Mm-hmm.
tournament lang. And Then I met AQV. Then like it's just a what is it called, domino effect of meeting new people because of Tekken. And people, especially like around the middle of this year, where the first I think it was the spring sale of Tekken. People were buying Tekken a lot, and uh they went to Dokrai first. They went to Dokrai because Dokrai was more knowledgeable on Tekken than me. Until now, I admit that. Dokrai, AQV, Wise, they are more knowledgeable on Tekken than me. But those people who went to Dokrai, they talk to Dokrai and they said they want to learn one character. And that one character was my main. It was Lily. So Dokrai just said like, go to Andro. This is his link. Go to Andro, ask him about Lily, and yeah, I met a lot more people because of Tekken, and that's why I grew like
So
I
in a way, right, the fact that you were good at Tekken allowed you to meet more people.
yeah.
And yeah,
And
like I would say it's the same for me with Overwatch, I suppose,
yeah.
especially lately. Because the way I started meeting people in, I don't know, I feel like I was already meeting people steadily throughout
Mm-hmm.
my whole VTubing, like because around March was when I met my first person. He introduced me to Valo. Well, not he didn't introduce me, but he made me play Valo with him, and then like we saw a bunch of people who also played Valo. Sila Dex, Dex
Feeling ko
Summer,
kilala ko yan ah.
yeah, Dex Almin Bridge. Yeah, he's
Yep.
currently on a break right now.
And some Sarada,
Uh,
yeah.
and yeah, there was also some Sarada, and eventually these people will be the ones I end up hanging out with the most. At the end of the day.
I see.
And it was, and yeah, because of Valorant, I suppose.
Valorant, yeah.
And yeah, I was for a bit. I was stuck playing Valorant for quite a bit. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't know what to play on stream really. Well, sorry, might be going off topic, but did you have a question about that whole
No,
thing?
no, no. Just continue, just continue.
Okay, so similar. I mean, this whole like so for a bit, I was like juggling between games. So like
Mm.
I started with Valorant phase, and then I temporarily had a Genshin phase.
You
Thank
play
God that
Genshin too?
ended.
Damn.
Thankfully that ended.
Why? Were you,
And
were
then
you spending on the Genshin?
no, I wasn't spending, but it was
Okay.
just I genuinely wasn't enjoying Genshin. I'm sorry, everyone. Again,
Yeah, yeah.
damn, I'm about to trigger like some people in the audience. It's just I don't I don't like League and Genshin.
No, I think Genshin, after a while, Genshin would be kind of boring. And it's hard to find like proper content on Genshin. That's why I respect content creator a lot, content creators a lot, especially
Yeah, because yeah,
those
they do a good job trying to find things to talk about in Genshin. Maybe
yeah,
they talk about the story, or they talk about builds, or anything before the next update.
yeah.
But for me, since I'm not really as interested in those things,
Gotcha.
I don't
Yeah.
think I would have done well as a Genshin streamer. But I do admit, because of Genshin, I was able to meet a lot of people,
Mm,
a lot of new viewers that some of which have still stuck around until now.
very nice.
So in a way, I owe something to Genshin, but bye bye Genshin as well.
Yeah.
And
Like
then after my Genshin phase, started playing Apex for a bit.
mm,
And the whole reason I got into Apex was I really wanted to get to know Say Shodai somewhere.
uh, hmm. I don't know if I know that. So I know them, so yeah.
Well, he's another VTuber I was interested in, and like I really wanted to hang out with him, I guess. So I started playing
Uh,
Apex, and
yeah.
I also wanted to hang out with my fathers, Sleepy and Ducky.
Oh yeah, there. I think Duck. I seen Ducky played Apex, and it's correct. So yeah,
Yeah, he's really good. Like I would say I think because of Apex. Well, actually, I met them because of Overwatch first, but then they
yeah,
they they all had like an Apex phase, so I wanted to join in on that.
yep.
And eventually that led to Invicto.
Did you join the first Invicta?
Not the first one, but I was in the most recent one.
Yeah,
The one in October, was it? Or was it
yeah.
before October?
I don't remember the date exactly, but I was there too actually.
Yeah, I know, right? That was a good game.
Yeah,
We managed
Invict.
to hit sixth place in my first time.
Mm, we were struggling, but it was still fun. And
Yeah.
there's like this part of Invicta. I think it was like the fourth match. I was just behind the enemy team. I was just ratting as ano. This is the funny part. As who is it again? Caustic, one of the big boys, and I was
Mm-hmm.
like slipping past the enemy. So yeah, me and my teammates Nori and Ruku, we're just laughing our asses out at that time. So yeah,
Oh yeah, you were with Nori's team, right?
yep. Nori was the team captain.
Yeah, yeah. It was a ton of fun, but
Yeah.
but and for a time I found my game to play on stream. I was gonna be an Apex streamer finally or something like
Mm,
that. But then Overwatch 2 dropped, right? And
yeah.
it it may have had a rocky start, but it was I started to notice something that wow, everyone's kind of getting into it because
Yeah.
it's free now. People want to try it. Some people are having fun with Overwatch now.
Yeah.
So
Pero
I'm like,
that
oh damn.
that first week, 50,000 players are ahead of you. What the?
You know what? I didn't mind. Like I was like, I will get in no matter what. It's
For me, good thing like for me, Anna, the exact like hour or like just 1 hour after the update came out of Overwatch 2. Gabi yun
Mhm.
sa atin is alas 3 ng umaga. I literally sleep early just to wake up at 3 to play Overwatch 2. So yeah,
I almost did that, but I just ended up falling asleep because of
yeah,
the server issues.
yeah,
But yeah, it was fine. We just played the next day.
yep.
But and then once that happened though, I started streaming it and I started noticing other VTubers in the community like play it as well. And then I'm like, oh, maybe I can ask, maybe I could play with them now. Because back then they would just play Valorant or League of Legends. I
Yeah.
didn't really have a way to have a collab with them until
Mm,
recently, right?
yeah.
So and it sort of snowballed there because now like a lot of people are playing Overwatch. I would say it's like I feel like there's a balance now of people playing Apex, people playing Valorant, people playing Overwatch, Because
Yeah.
before it was like Overwatch was the one nobody played unless you asked.
Yeah.
But now you have people casually playing Overwatch whenever, and are like, wow, okay, I can now take part in this. Because, ultimately, I feel like Overwatch would have been the game that I enjoyed out of all three.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that. Like,
Because, I want to stream Overwatch. Like, it's the most fun I can have while playing. And I
yeah.
feel like since I'm so used to the game almost, I can just autopilot it and still interact with the chat when I need to.
I see.
Though, I mean, I'm sorry, my chat. If you're there in Andro's chat right now, if I don't talk as much, I'm still trying my best to
Yeah.
to you know to to talk to the chat as I play
Yeah.
because I do feel like that's super important. You
Yeah.
know.
Pero yeah, even like big streamers are having a hard time talking to chat when they're playing because a part of them wants to focus on the game, but a part of them wants to interact. And like there are a few streamers that I actually saw and watch perfect this while playing while interacting. Like they can just like play as like the best place that can they can do and answer a question without what is ano ba yung tamang word doon? Parang hindi without missing a step. So yeah.
Yeah, and I think those guys are they're probably super used to it by now. I feel like that
Mm,
requires a lot of experience first, or
yeah.
or it depends. Sometimes they're just really good at it.
Yeah. So
For
yeah.
for me, unfortunately, still figuring it out. Because
I
like
don't
for
know.
me,
Same
if
here.
I try hard a lot, then my chat sort of gets neglected.
Yeah. That's why
But so
Yeah, sorry.
Usually I play quick play, that's why.
For me, that's why actually, uh, rarely play ranked nowadays. The only game that I play ranked on is Tekken. But I'll be honest with you, Tekken ranked is just like normal Tekken. Like you can just look at this chat whenever. Then most of the time they're not in Tekken. Most of the time your enemy won't be doing anything, and you can quickly read chat and answer their questions, interact with them while playing.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe that sounds like you're just really good at the game, you know?
No, no, no. Like yeah, people are hyping me up like I'm really good at the game. I have some skill, but playing like other players, I have a lot of what is it? What's the word? I have a lot of room to grow, especially on Tekken. Like that's why I actually like the past week while recovering my mental, I joined like two tournaments in a row in Tekken just to grow my skill set. So yeah,
Does that help your mental, like
yeah,
doing that?
yeah. Actually, because me just playing, forgetting everything, and I would never recommend this to everybody. But last week, I took a literal week out of school. I didn't attend any classes just because I wasn't feeling it. I wasn't, you know, there. I wasn't me anymore last week.
I understand that feeling.
But yeah,
I've been there as well. When I was still in school, look, during the pandemic era, I suppose.
yeah.
Like I don't know, like being in like school at home, well, online learning, made you realize that there are times where you should just choose to focus on yourself more than the
Mm-hmm.
school, because
Yep.
it gives you some time to like think and realize, damn, I should probably care about myself a little bit more than this bullshit,
Yeah.
you know.
That's
And
why. That's why like uh when I was in, I think I realized this in before I left. Nabot mo ba yung senior junior high? K to 12?
and this reveal my age, but no.
Okay, okay. So, in before I ended junior high, so grade 10 or grade 9, I realized like ano ba? Bakit ako nagta-try hard sa school? Uh, Kasi I don't need to try hard in school anymore because stepping out of like into senior high school made me realize because they said until now they say until now like senior high school is like a stepping stone for college. So most of my professors in senior high school, they're just gonna give me activities that I need to pass, and they don't care about your like they still care about your performance, but if you pass those activities on time without any errors, they'll give you like 100%. Like what's the point on try harding if you're just gonna pass for me, if you're just gonna pass requirements. So at that time, that's I realized like I should stop I should stop try harding on school and actually start caring about myself and what I want. So that's the time I realized, oh, I love computers. I love programming because in junior high we had like a small course on programming, and I just like playing with the program and doing stuff that oh this happens, wow. So that's why I choose IT as my college course, and until now I don't regret it. It's hard. IT, it's not the easiest course. It's pero it's not like doctoring or lawyer, but it's hard. It has its own challenges that, to be honest, I'm glad that I took
Well,
because
speaking of that, right?
yeah,
I do also have experience there because yeah, my course was like IT related in a way. Computer science is what I
comsci, yeah.
took. Yeah, and so I kind of get you there, but
Mm-hmm.
then with how what happened in my online classes, I
Mm.
was like, I can't learn this when I'm at
Did you
home. So
switch?
it's
Did you
like,
switch?
no, I just sort of let it finish,
Uh,
and yeah, like I graduated, and that's it really.
mm, Wait. Do you have a job or are you going full time streaming?
I would like to go full time streaming, but currently I am like I have had jobs in the past,
Ah, I
but like
see. You're
kind of switching between them, I
you're
suppose you
freelancing?
could say. Is that the right term?
I think that is
Not really.
not really.
I mean, ideally, I would like to be in a more comfortable position. I don't really find freelancing that comfortable.
Ah, I
So,
see. So
but
yeah.
yeah, I have experienced that, like having a job while VTubing and having a job without VTubing.
Okay.
And yeah, the difference some of it can make, I swear.
Mm-hmm.
How about you? Like, do you have a job as well?
I don't know because my mom, bless her heart, but she doesn't want me to get a job until I graduate. Even though like right now, I would actually take a job at any fast food chain, just a normal crew, either in McDo, Jollibee, anywhere, just to have like
Hmm.
actual job experience.
Yeah,
But
just it's the hustle and all that.
yeah, but my mom doesn't allow me to until like I graduated. So maybe next year. Actually, I talked to her like a year ago. Then I know she said actually when the pandemic's over, you can try it. But one of the challenges that we all faced is of course the pandemic. So that actually stopped me from trying to do actual work. So yeah, because I don't want even though I'm studying IT, I don't want to do like any job that requires me talking a lot. So call center is off. I don't want to do
Oh,
call
good luck
center.
with that. I mean, I don't know. I feel like a lot of jobs will require interaction, unfortunately.
Yeah, no, I mean like call center is like the main thing is like interaction with customers. So I don't want that. I can like do one-on-one interactions like I just don't want to be my main job as my like I don't want to be my job as mainly interacting with people. That's kind of like defeating the purpose. Yeah. But you know what I mean? Yeah. I think people might know what I mean. Because there are some jobs like for me, as from what I research, IT professionals from big companies, they don't like actually talk to a lot of people. They just fix the computer, they just restart computers. And that the times that they actually talk is like when people are asking for this, and this. So especially like the people that I talk to, they said like
Mm-hmm.
most of the times you're just sitting in your office waiting for people to like fix their computer. If not, you're doing just a lot of paperwork. So to be honest, that's what I want. I just want to do a job that people won't bother me too much, but will still bother me because for me I like a challenge. That's kind of weird to say, but I like a challenge of like solving problems. That's why math is my favorite subject in school because math, especially like in high school, na sinasabi nila, oh, book, ina, bakit nandiyan yung mga letters? Math to ah. So yeah, that's why I
Oh,
love math.
oh God, math.
That's why I love math. Like the challenge of math, just the challenge of anything gets me going, like gets my head going.
I get it though, because like a lot of people don't really like not
Math,
being challenged sometimes.
ah,
Because I mean, that's pretty boring. If you could, if we don't really have many problems to deal with, then doesn't
yeah,
life get pretty boring? You could say.
yeah, yeah. That's why I like. Yeah, I like that's why I like a challenge of a new game, challenge of like this program doesn't work. Why? That's the main like question in IT. Why is this program not working? And ayun pala, wala lang semicolon. Boom. Mga trapay. Nakakainis yun eh. Like, I remember going to this like my one of my professors in college if this year we found the website that they're getting the exams
Wait,
and
you
it's
you made you made it?
no we
Oh wait.
found
Oh, you found. Wait. You found a website that has all of the answers there. You mean?
Yeah, all of the answers and all of the programs that they use.
Oh God.
Yeah, and we were shocked because they gave us firstly, of course, they're gonna give us this example program to run, and that example program wasn't running. So we were researching, and I found the website and I shared to my group mates. And do you know what was the main reason why it wasn't working?
Why?
Because my professor deleted one space by mistake.
Oh no.
That one
Okay.
space,
For anyone who doesn't program in the chat, that is pain.
yeah, just one space, like one space can mess up the whole freaking program.
Yeah, because like literally in what do you call it,
Programming.
in programming, the like a single semicolon could just destroy, could make the whole thing not work. So the fact that you
Yeah.
accidentally forgot the space is pretty bad.
Yeah. So yeah, after that the program run well, and yeah, we just
And
passed
then
it.
I'm assuming you shared it to the class, like, oh yeah, class should
Nah,
put
just
the
my group
space
mates.
there.
Just my group mates.
Oh, rip. How about, oh, rip everyone else, I guess.
Yeah. Because to be honest, this is one of my like the list what is it called? One of the saddest years, especially in 2020. Like I don't know anybody from my college class. I only know the two persons from senior high that was put in my class because we enrolled at the same time. So those were the only two persons that I know. Right now I know two more persons because we have to have a group for the final project. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But literally I don't know anybody from my class. I don't know their lives. Like I don't even talk to them off stream or on my day-to-day life. So yeah, because of like the pandemic, and to be honest, in real life I'm pretty much a shy person. Makikita mo to sa sa Kotsmatsu. I don't like to talk in real life. I just like to stand there and follow. That sounds creepy as fuck, but you know what I mean?
I kind of get it. You
Yeah,
know, like introvert stuff.
yeah. Like that's why like
That's kind of how I used to be when I was younger as well. Like
mhm,
well, okay, if I ask you right now, Andrew,
yeah.
do you think I'm like a shy introverted person?
Actually no. No, no, no.
No.
Yeah.
Hmm. Well, I would say back then I was more so. Like when I was in high school, I would literally not talk to anyone other than
Uh
those who I played with.
yeah.
But I think ever since I started playing with other people, you know, playing games with
Mhm.
other people and like, you know, hanging out with more people on Discord and all that, I don't
Yeah.
know, just suddenly became more confident in myself, I guess, which is weird,
Mm,
right? Because usually you think it will happen when you interact with others.
yeah.
Actually, I think my job also helped with that because my job
Mm,
really made me do some, you know, made me had to step out of my
comfort
comfort
zone.
zone. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Because like you know, oh, sometimes you have to take the initiative and all of that. And you know, I do admit the things I did learn at work I apply to VTubing as well sometimes.
Yeah.
But
That
like I think the one I learned the most though was to take initiative.
I see.
Because
Like
like basically if you need something, you ask them.
uh
And I don't know, like that's what I do nowadays with a bunch of people.
mm,
And I guess that's also an advice I'd like to give VTubers in the chat. That you know, there's nothing wrong with asking, right? Like I
yeah.
know some people are pretty shy to ask for something from like maybe another VTuber or someone you want to collab with, but
Yeah. To be honest, that's my
if
problem
you
right now.
and if you never ask someone, then it will never happen,
Yeah.
right?
That's
Like
actually
it.
problem right now, because the reason why I don't have a lot of collabs or I stream by myself all the time, I have this innate fear of because it happened before that I'm gonna be annoying. Kasi ano, you know naman, introverts, if we like this person, we might stick to them a bit too much and like hang out with them. That happened to me like in junior high, and I was called annoying, and that kind of like shaped me being more like to myself, being more shy, and it took me a very long time to just like find the right people to just hang out with people that won't find me annoying if I stick around.
Mm,
So that's until now I still have that fear, like if I hang out with these people a bit too much they might find me annoying. That's why like I jump around. That's why you see me everywhere actually. That's the main reason you see me everywhere. I don't want to be annoying to that person if I stick for too long. Which I should probably get rid of this fear, but right now I still can't. It's hard. So yeah.
I see.
But
Mm.
yeah.
But yeah,
That's
I
yeah.
get that though.
Yeah, but I'm still trying. Like you, what the first person I actually asked for any type of collab is actually you with this ano. I know it's not you with Dokra and
Docry, right?
yeah, Dokra and
Yeah.
Jin, and then you with this with the podcasts. And I don't know what the plural of podcast is. So yeah, podcast.
Podcasts.
Yeah, even though yeah, but yeah, that's why like even though people might know me like for gaming, but in the long run, I want to do more like talking type of stuff like this in like podcasts. I like to do more of this because I can't do it alone. If I'm gonna be honest, because I there's not a lot of things happening in my life that is interesting. Like I'm just like the what is it called? Nakalimutan ko yung tawag doon, yung parang typecast, the type of gamer that is literally just in their house not going out, because I don't have, for me I don't have, if I don't have a reason to go out I will not go out. So yeah.
Well, I get. Yeah, yeah, same here. Though for me, the only reason I would go outside is to eat somewhere.
Yeah, but for me, yeah, I learned to cook just just for me not to go outside. I learned to cook.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So yeah, but right now like what I missed before the pandemic, because the before the pandemic going to my school was a trip. It might took the longest trip that I took going to school is 1 hour, because the traffic here in my place is amazingly bad at 12 p.m. At 12 ano, 12 12 noon. Yes, I
Did
go to
you? Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, I go to school at 12 noon kasi ano, I have night shift at school. So most of the time my classes starts at 1 or 2, ends at 7 or 8. So yeah.
Mm. For my work used to be
Night shift.
like no morning. You know, and I think it was eight eight to six or 8 to 5, something like that.
Mm.
Which was super annoying because you had to commute. You had to go there
Wait,
first.
8 to 5? How many hours is that?
uh 10 or 8 or 7, 9 or
9.
something. I don't know.
9.
Yeah, 9. And
Yeah.
yeah, like it paid well, I'd say, but
Mm.
it was really bad for my health, not gonna lie.
Is a ano no office job, or like you need to go to this place to work? My God, I
Yeah,
thought.
it was an office job pretty
Uh,
much. And you know, it paid well though. I mean,
mm.
it's kind of why I'm like alive still.
Yeah,
But yeah,
but yeah.
I didn't think that place was good for me really. My
Mm,
place is with, you know, everyone here in a way. And
I see.
that's why I decided that, you know, if I were to ever get a job again, I would like it to be, or if I, you know, if I were to do jobs or anything that paid,
Mm-hmm.
I would rather have it be at home, pretty much.
So you're working at home right now, or with the
Yeah,
job
yeah.
that you have? I see. That's good. To be honest,
And
no.
you know, because of it, I don't really want to be too specific on what it is,
Mm-hmm.
but I do, you know, because of it, I'm able to be more, you know, free, I suppose. I feel
I see.
lucky in a sense.
I see. I see.
But
Uh,
Because going back to VTubing,
mhm.
it really is difficult to balance everything. I admire those who can.
Yeah,
I admire those who are able to balance it all.
yeah,
Uh, I don't I don't know how they do it. You know, I mean I know the idea. I know the advice there is just have better time management.
yeah.
But for me, it's like damn,
Sa-
sana all right.
Sana all, yeah.
Sana
Uh,
all can just do that.
yeah,
It is a skill issue in a sense. You know, having a good time management is a skill issue.
yeah. I think I don't know. I think this person actually appeared in your chat before, but Queen Estelle, do you know her?
Yeah, Quinn Estelle.
Yeah, I really
I've
respect Queen. Like, she has a full time job, but she has like a lot of like she can balance her job with streaming. Like, I'd be surprised. I'm always surprised. Like, she's streaming and like an hour later after she streams, she's right into work. So yeah, a lot. I have a lot of respect for Queen.
yeah, maybe another like this is like a guest idea, right, for the
Yeah,
podcast. But what you could invite someone that like actually has like a good balance of the two,
maybe.
like who works a lot and also wait, who works a lot but can also manage to balance their VTuber life. Because personally, I would love to know how someone could do that. I think that
Yes.
would make for some very interesting
Yeah.
uh
Ah,
podcasts, in my
yeah.
opinion. Like I would listen to that. I would like to know
If I
what is the way.
can find a person, because I think again with Quinn, she has actually, even though she can balance it out, she has actually a busy schedule. So yeah.
Well, I am friends with people who have work. Like for example, I'm friends with Ionova. He is a VTuber right now that
Yeah.
is
Talking
that
about
also has a
Ayonova.
job and stuff.
Yeah, talking about Ayonova, he actually followed me a while ago. So yeah, thank you for the
Yeah,
follow.
yeah, yeah. Hi, Ion. Mwah.
So yeah, but YouTube streaming and work, like they people say are like, why are you still working if you're streaming? Like, it's not that streaming is not that just like that. You can just stop working and you can earn a lot of money. It's a
Yeah,
long
and
process.
it,
It's a
it it
very
is
long
a lot.
process.
Some are. I mean, I do admit some are luckier than others, but
Yeah,
in our case, it is quite difficult
yeah,
to balance all of that. And to grow, and I mean, it takes a while to grow.
yeah. Like, I can like
The people
get
who are earning a lot now
they
probably
started.
had a long start, or
Yeah,
some appear like they didn't have a long start,
yeah,
but maybe they got there due to like really well thought out preparation.
yeah.
It could be many things that are not simply turning on the stream.
Mhm. Like,
And
for
these
me,
are things that I kind of had to learn
mhm.
throughout me streaming.
Like the best or my favorite like streaming journey person, or like the person who has like, for me, like one of the best streaming journey is Shroud. Do you know Shroud? Oh wait.
ありがとう。
Wait, parang nawala yata si ano, si Ray. Wait, technical difficulties, nawala si Ray. Wait. To offer promotion for, and there we go, nawala nga siya. Wait, nawala niya. Ayun, okay. Hello?
Hello, sorry.
Yeah.
I think my PC crashed or something.
Sa phone ka ngayon?
Yeah, yeah, my bad, everyone. I don't know why it crashed, but I
I
think I just
see. Okay.
so sorry about that. I think my I disappeared as well.
Yep. You just disappeared actually. You just disappeared.
Yeah, my bad, everyone.
Yeah. So yeah. Pero wait lang, may Grabe yung mga bot ngayon. Pina-follow ko na ng bot kapag naka-follower chat only ka sa ano. Wait lang. I'm just gonna ban this guy. Okay. 98J. Okay. So, wait natin turn on ulit PC mo. So, yeah. So, wait lang natin. Yeah. Wait, let's just wait for Ray to restart his PC. So, yeah. Wait, I'll be back. With that, habang nantay natin, I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna switch the skin for a bit. Okay. So, alright, I'm back. So, yeah, sorry about that, guys. Nag-crash lang po yung PC ni Ray, so we're just gonna wait for him to come back. So, for those who are in chat, alas 6 na. Nag-dinner na ba kayo? It's already 6 p.m. Have you guys have dinner? So, yeah. Give us a few...
Hello, I'm back.
Okay. In PC
Okay.
or phone pa rin?
I'm on PC now, but I need to reopen the virtual webcam.
Gotcha.
Though I'm gonna be in. I'm now in a different place.
Yeah. Hey,
There you go. I'm now in my stream, guys. Sorry.
Yep. So yeah, para tayo na sa streaming setup natin ngayon.
I had too many stuff on, I think.
I see. So yeah. Oh, okay.
I'm green now.
Green.
Oh no, it's falling apart, guys. I feel like my stream setup has been scuffed lately. I feel like it's just dying. It's slowly deteriorating. I can feel it.
Your PC?
Yeah, I don't know what's happening.
Have you cleaned it na ba?
No.
Maybe blow dry it muna, yung blower. Then delete the temp files.
Oh yeah, the temp files. I forgot about those.
Yeah. I always do it like every 2 weeks or every 3 weeks. Lalo kapag napapansin ko po tumatagal na yung PC ko. Bumabagal pala. So yeah.
I see.
So
what were we talking about?
I forgot to. Yeah. So streaming. Streaming. The people who can balance stream and work at the same time. Ayun pala pag-usapan natin.
Yeah, honestly, respect to those people, to be honest. Don't know how you guys do that.
Yeah. Para sa'yo, who's your VTuber inspiration? Sino yung nag-inspire sa'yo maging VTuber?
It's kind of a difficult question. I wasn't really a fan of... Okay. So, the people who inspired me are probably like Korone, Kiryu Coco as well. Basically Hololive, right? Because like the VTubers that I watched a lot at the time were Hololive. I don't know. I mean, not many people will hear this, Taman, but I'm not really a Nijisanji fan. I don't really watch anyone from Nijisachi. So
Mm,
there, because I know a lot of people say, oh, it's Aikivan or Selen Tatsuki
mm-hmm.
or yung mga ganun, but I really never watched them. Like
Yeah.
my love for VTubing really stemmed from Hololive
Okay.
and just watching the JP VTubers
I see.
because they
For
were they were really they were really awesome.
yeah,
And
for
and also I also look up to Iron Mouse
Iron
and her
Mouse. Oh.
story. Yeah, because I've been watching a lot of Sea Dog VA lately as well, and
Mm,
his channel always like coincides with Iron Mouse.
yeah. To be honest, if those two might be friends, pero grabe talaga yung ano nila partnership nila.
Yeah, and yeah, but when I saw what they were doing, I realized I'm like, since I'm too shy to like show my face on stream,
Yeah.
I should just be like them, if possible.
For me, it's weird because no one actually inspired me to be a VTuber.
Hmm.
The only sole reason why I became a VTuber is just because, uh, even until now, I say it and it still shocks people. It's just because I have a bad camera.
But
It's
did
just
you always want to stream like as yourself? Like
as like facecam,
yeah, yeah.
facecam streamer. Yes, I actually did it on Saturday. I casted a Tekken tournament and I didn't use my model. I used actually my real face. Like most people, it's their choice not to show their face. Again, like you, people are shy to show their face. People are yeah, just shy to show their face. But for me, I don't really care. At the end of the day, I don't really care like what people think of me, of my face, how I look. I just want to like, at the end of the day, show who I really am. Sometimes, like the only reason why I don't stream more using my webcam is one, I have a bad webcam, and two, I don't really like fix myself when streaming. Like, katulad
Mm.
ngayon, sa podcast, ina-expect ng mga tao, oh, baka nakasuot ng proper na damit, he's presenting himself well. Literally, nakasando at shirt lang ako. So,
I
yeah.
mean, yeah, like I mean, it's one of the perks of being a VTuber. You could just not, you could just not, you could just dress whatever.
Yeah. Like, it's so fun. To be honest, it's so fun to be a VTuber. Even though, like, right now, most of the VTubers, like, big VTubers, even like, most of the VTubers that I know, they are, using 2D, 2D models. For me,
Hmm.
I don't have the money. I
Yeah,
don't have,
their 2D models are quite expensive these days.
yeah. Like, the cheapest that I saw is from a friend of mine named Arta. And
Hmm.
her prices are still good. Even though mahirap konti para sa Pilipino. Pero para sa ano talaga, para sa for her talents, it's really good. It's like 250 for a fully drawn model, pero dadagdag you have to add another 250 for the rigging, which is actually fine.
Yeah, and personally, I've been also trying to look for a new model as well.
Are you gonna
Yeah,
remodel or just update the model?
uh, probably remodel because like
Okay.
I mean, I think people are okay with how I look, but I just want to look different.
I see. Any
I've just had a desire lately.
any
Any teasers?
teaser?
Not yet,
Not
not
yet.
yet,
Okay,
because
okay.
that's still pretty far away. I'd say I
I
was
see.
I was planning to at least have it ready maybe for
Anniversary
my anniversary, yeah, which would be in March,
next year.
which
Oh,
is pretty not that close, I'd say.
6 months at least.
Yeah, I want to at
Yeah.
least have a new model by then.
Mm,
So stay tuned for that.
yep. Ayan, oh. Chat. Kung meron kayong pera dyan, may naipas ko. Alam nyo na. Joke lang.
Now, the thing is, I do know how to. I can afford it. The question is who should do it, right?
Okay.
For me, picking the artist is very important, especially since you're going to stay with the model for for as long as you want.
Yeah.
And I might as well go all the way for it. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's my plan. Like I want to go
Yeah.
all the way for
Yeah.
the next one.
Yeah.
Because after streaming for over 7 8 months now, I
Mm-hmm.
realized that I love to do this. I want this to be a thing I do for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
Yeah.
why I feel like I wouldn't really mind spending money on it.
Yeah. For my problem naman, I don't really have like a good income for now. Still, because I'm still a student at third year college. So I still have like 1.5 year to like get a proper job. But I talked about this. I haven't talked about this with my mom, no. But I talked about this with my closest friends. Like after graduating, I'm not gonna immediately look for a job. I'm just gonna like take either 3 months just to relax, just to get myself even more ready to like be there in the real world to have a job. Kasi the idea of like when you graduated, yes, it's good to immediately have the job. But the stories that I've heard, people are getting overwhelmed just because like the exact day, like it's like a few days after they graduated, they look for a job, they got a job, but they got like overwhelmed by that how like stressful it is, how like overbearing it is, especially even this is not a secret about like the jobbing world or the real world. Like if you're a new guy at a job, they're gonna like test you with everything, like if you can handle this under pressure, if you can handle this like during a time crunch, like all of those crap. So they're gonna test you, and if you're gonna like break under pressure, they're not gonna trust you up in the long run, or they're not gonna trust you with the harder parts of the job. So for me, after I graduate, I'm gonna take like a few months off just to get
Yeah,
myself
nothing wrong with that.
just to get myself mentally and physically ready for like a real hardworking job. So yeah. But yeah, yun lang.
Yeah, and I agree. Like for me, like uh it's pretty good to take a break first. I can't imagine just straight up going to work immediately after you graduate. Like I don't
Yeah.
see the point of that at all. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
sure, you could say that oh, like I must. I mean, I understand if maybe you need to support your family immediately, then go ahead and do it, right? But
Yeah.
if you're not really in the rush to do so, then
Yeah.
I don't think you should rush into doing it. But the number one thing though is that you shouldn't get complacent afterwards.
Yep.
Because some people can get used to it. Like this is the advice that someone at my work told me is
Yeah.
that, like, you might feel like you're free right now, like hooray, celebratory, but don't make that last forever.
Yeah.
Right? Because at the end of the day, we need to support ourselves,
And
support
fam.
everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Like for me, kasi I want to do that just to like have more time with friends and family before like I disappear like for 6 months just working hard.
I heard some people actually like go out to travel when
I don't.
if they're rich, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah,
They
they're
just go
rich.
out. They just go out and travel after their graduation. They're like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna explore the world before I don't have a life anymore, or something like that.
If that's like one of the like miss what is it called? Miss ano ba talaga yung tamang word? Pero parang ano uh mistakes na iniisip ng mga tao, like when you have a job you're gonna lose your life or you're gonna lose like your old life. No, you're not gonna lose it. You just need to adapt your job with your old life or with the life that you have. If you can adapt that pretty well, if you can combine the two without any problem, then you actually kind of upgraded your life because you're doing something that will pay you. For example, you're a collector. You're doing a job that will pay you well, and you love the job, and that job will be paying you well, and that pay will help you with your collecting, and that job kind of upgraded your life. Like it's not like getting a job will make you lose your old life or what you do before. You need to
Mm-hmm.
people need to learn like to combine the two, or if not to learn how to
Yeah,
like
and I think that's what people. I suppose. I mean, I'm not speaking from experience or
yeah
anything because I'm pretty young still.
yeah
But that's what I assume is like the challenge for people who are,
yeah
going from what do you call it? Like maybe that's the challenge for people from their 20s to their 30s is to like try to find the adjust and try to adjust their
adjusting.
lives so that it just becomes comfortable.
Yeah.
You
I
know?
think one of the mistakes like people do during that time pala, I think they want to do it like as fast as possible, and they don't want to do like take like easy steps, make it slow. Because for me kasi, nothing goes at you quick. You really need to like slow it down, make a pace it out. So yeah,
Yeah, and I like how we're just talking about this now. By the way,
yeah.
good job. Oh, I mean, I know
Kasi
it's important, but it's not really my favorite topic.
yeah, yeah. I'm talking about topics like for you. Wag na tayo sa job. Have you seen like the boom of AI art?
Oh yeah,
uh,
totally. I've seen that.
yeah,
I mean,
to be honest,
I
I
mean,
don't.
I do admit, I mean, when it came out, I did post a couple of them before
Yeah,
just to see what it would look like. Cause so what I did at the time was, when literally like I think the day itself when it was starting to become a thing,
yeah.
I was like, oh, wouldn't it be cool if I got some of them and like made my friends look different? Like that's all I wanted to see happen.
Mm,
So I went around, got my friends to give me their PNGs, and then I just made it go through the AI thingy. And then yeah, I just says, oh wow, look at what the AI made. Like that's literally all I did with it. Like
yeah.
and then after that, people started talking about, oh, this could lead to, like, oh wait, this could be bad because it's stealing from artists pretty much. And then I'm like,
Mm,
okay, then I'll stop that entirely because like I didn't even know that that was happening. I just
mm,
thought, I mean, I guess it makes sense that the AI was like taking it from somewhere, right?
yeah.
I thought it was just conjuring it up
Nowhere.
from somewhere. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know. I don't know how it works personally,
To be honest, yeah.
but yeah.
AI art is weird to me. Like I
Uh,
always say this like for now or up to now, I only did like three commissions. One is from Jin, one is from Arkinetic.
Wait, what kind of commissions are you
Just
talking about?
just art commissions.
Mm-mm.
So I just tell them like the I know one person like this who like ask for like a lot of updates like that. For me like especially kay Jin Ginki, yung unang ano ko, isa sa unang guest ko. He's like me like he's younger than me. He's actually in senior high.
Mm-hmm.
So I just told him take your pace. I'm not gonna make you uh do this as fast as you can. Take your pace, and I'm just gonna wait for it. Like I hate those type of people who are forcing good art like at a fast rate. Ayoko kasi balikan yung topic na yun. Pero naalala mo yung yung naging issue na naman sa VTubing like a few weeks ago that this company fired these two artists because they couldn't do those art during a certain period of time. Do you know that?
Uh-huh.
It,
No, I haven't heard about that actually.
okay. TLDR, yeah, that's the TLDR of it. This company or VTubing organization just fired these two artists because they couldn't do seven art in 7 days.
Oh wow. Okay, that sounds like a lot to do in 7 days.
Yeah,
That is a lot to demand from someone.
yeah. Like for when that happened, I just saw that post, and the audacity of the guy who's controlling the account, he just said like, "Oh, these artists couldn't do their jobs because of at the time that we gave them, so we just let them go and hire these new two artists." So what the fuck? That's my first initial reaction. What the fuck do
But
you
like,
mean?
I mean, but I mean, I guess it could also it also depends, right? Did the artist know that they had to do that?
Yeah,
Like, you know, when they signed in, did they say yes, we will do 7 arts in 7 days, or
I,
did they not know that they were gonna do that? Because like, you know, you could argue that by taking that, you know, by taking the job to begin with, and they
mm,
couldn't do it, then maybe yeah, maybe they shouldn't have said yes to that, you know, to begin
mm,
with.
to be honest, I don't know because I know I left that in
Because
the past.
you know, I don't know what like the full context of the story is.
Yeah,
And yeah, oh yes, hello AJ. But yeah,
to
like
AJ.
it sounds horrible if that's how you like picture it. But I would like usually when it comes to
Oh,
internet stories like this, I like
mm,
having both sides of the argument. I'm green now. Okay.
yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
I think I'm wait. Hold on. I think I'm gonna crash again, guys. Hear me though.
yep, I can still hear you.
Okay, hold on. My PC is dying again, guys. I'm sorry. Okay, wait. Give me a moment. This happens sometimes. I just turned green. Am I still green, Andro?
Nope, not anymore. A bit frame it.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh my god, a lot of follows. Wait, give me a second. Thank you for the follow. Thank you. Just
Hey,
in,
Deichu. Hey, AJ.
Just in Apay. Just in Apay. Thank you for the follow. And AJ, thank you for the follow. Yeah. Oh my god, my
Sorry, I'm like running too many things at once right now. My
yeah.
bad. It's because
And
I'm trying to look. I'm trying to look at the stream as well, so I can read chat and all that. But then, like,
I
when
see,
I
I see.
open my browser, it just dies. So yeah,
Mm,
back to the topic a while ago.
yeah.
Yeah, I do feel like there's. I'm not sure if you know the full story of that, but yeah, like if they really just didn't tell them that they would have to just do that out of nowhere, then yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
But if they knew what they already knew that it was gonna happen, then they probably should have prepared for that, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then again, right? The idea of doing 7 arts for seven
Seven
days,
days, yeah.
I can't see anyone saying yes to that ever.
Yeah.
Like, well, like who would do that unless they're like what very small, very short things that are simple enough. I'm not an artist, but I'm pretty sure it takes longer than a day to make something. You
Yeah.
know?
Especially if they have to they have to, what is it called? Think of an art idea to submit. So yeah.
Yeah, true age. It is a lot of pressure to put on
Yeah.
them.
Pero what is it called? Like, I don't know what's happening with VTuber companies recently.
Oh, interesting. Why? What's been happening?
That recently, like, there's like, I don't know, it was just yesterday or 2 days ago. There's a company that's gonna shut down, and I don't remember what the company is, but I just didn't read it because I don't know. It's becoming a norm for like a company to just shut down.
I
And
mean, think about businesses these days, right? There are many
yeah,
startups out there, and not all of them succeed. A
yeah,
lot of them shut down, and VTubing is no different. You know, VTubing companies
mm,
are technically businesses.
yeah.
Well,
But
if you think about it, new VTubing companies are basically startups,
yeah, actually,
and if their
my God.
talents don't succeed, it's essentially it's
Remember
like
the
you know.
ano,
Hmm?
the fiasco of nakalimutan ko yung company, yung organization na sinalihan ni Nori, that fiasco doon. Like,
Is it okay if we talk about Luxion on the
yeah,
stream? Like,
yeah, it's good.
oh,
It's good, it's good.
well,
Like,
I mean, you know, like, I don't know how many people in our chat are aware of Luxion. the situation, but for a TLDR for that one is that um there was a lot of the manager was not really doing his job that well. So he kind of forced his talents to do a lot of the heavy lifting that he was supposed to do. You know, like promotion stuff, like they had to pay for stuff that they didn't really have to pay for. All of that stuff. And and then he did like a one dumb thing, which was he accidentally, well, or he ended up calling he called out someone that didn't deserve to be called out. And I'm not really one to be inside the drama or everything. This is just the stuff that I heard.
Yeah.
But yeah, he ended up calling someone out, that falsely calling someone out for something they were not in the wrong for, and of course he would look bad.
Yeah.
But since he was the manager of that company, it would pretty much backfire and like go to the other members of the organization as well, right? Like since you're the head,
Yes.
you're kind of showing like this idea that your whole company is like this, you know. And of course that would look bad on the Luxion members. So they were like, screw this. We're calling this out. We did not want to be a part of this, and we're leaving unanimously. And that's how that company died. That was pretty fast.
Yeah. Literally, yeah. One of the fastest downfalls I've ever seen. But
Yeah, and they talked about it at length through many interviews, and
yeah.
honestly, good for them for speaking up for problems like that.
So
I feel like some VTubers nowadays would fall into the trap of, oh, but I just really want the manager. I just want to be in a group, because
Yeah.
being in a group has its benefits. So they would think, okay, I'll take, I'll willingly like, go through this BS if, as long as I stay in the group.
Yeah.
But then, that shows that you shouldn't really do that. You should really choose your groups wisely. No, just research really. Like
Yeah.
personally, I've also had thoughts of joining groups myself.
Same here, same here.
Cause like parang I feel left. It's a normal feeling to feel left out. Kasi especially when you see your friends, right, join groups, parang nag-join sila the clubs and everything. You're like, oh, I want to join a club as well,
Yeah.
So, but then I realized there's so many, but that situation made me realize that, oh, there's so many companies out there that have really malicious intents, or
Yeah.
they simply just want to use you. They don't want you to you grow. It's like a parasitic relationship rather than a mutual benefit.
Yep.
Sometimes. So you really have to pick and choose, and for that, I suggest asking people who are aware, or asking people who are more knowledgeable about the community and the different organizations within it. And yeah, that's difficult probably to find someone like that.
Like, yeah. Like, to be honest, I was really looking for a group to join. But after like a few times, especially like what happened with Luxion, to be honest, I said to myself, I'm not gonna look for a group. I'm just gonna look for like a few people that I can know. I can like ask them to play with even offline. Ask them to play. Just ask them to play if online, I mean on stream or offline. There's a group of people to play with, and it doesn't need to be like a company. It's just like a small group of people like I really want to play with. So I actually found a few of them. With Doc Rai and some of his friends, they they actually accepted me into their group even though I don't speak their uh dialect. Bisaya sila, majority sa kanila Bisaya. So I'm just like
Yeah.
I'm just like that one guy who's in the group that doesn't speak Bisaya, but I really like to vibe with them, and I'm just happy like they took me They
Oh,
still.
I'm
Oh,
green
oh,
again.
yep. There we go.
Ah, okay.
There we go. So I'm just happy like they took me in and just kind of adopt me into their group. So yeah. But for now, I'm still trying to grow as myself, especially with I really want to do collabs, and I'm just really shy to like ask for people for collabs. To be honest.
But that's the thing, right? The If you really want to do or want to start collabing with people, you really should
Mm-hmm.
ask them.
Yeah.
Like that's unfortunately a hurdle for many people. And
Yeah.
which makes sense, right? Like we're pretty shy. I feel like a lot of us are quite shy. As
Yep.
I mean, we are VTubers after all. We're probably too shy to show ourselves, all of that,
Yeah.
and or to put ourselves out there, because
Yep.
what if the person we ask is bad, or like they because there are many reasons why people would be shy to ask, like what if the person doesn't like talking to me, blah blah blah, ganon.
Mm-hmm.
And I had those thoughts as well back then.
Yeah.
But what I would do, a thing I would try to do is to see if they played first. The first thing I would do for a collab is I would ask them if there was a game that we played similarly. Like, is there
Uh-huh.
a mutual game that we play? And if yes, I would go to their chat. I would like interact for a bit, and then I would ask them, "Hey, you play this game. I play this game. You wanna play sometime?" Just casually. Or you don't have to be so direct. You could also like ask them. You could like kind of lead up to it, like,
Yeah.
"Oh, do you play with fans sometimes?" Or just
Viewers.
don't
Yeah.
directly ask them yet.
Mm-hmm.
And then sometimes they would be like really friendly and just actually bring it up, like, "Oh, we should play sometime." And then after that, you're like, "Okay, yes, we shall."
Yeah.
In other cases, though, I do ask them. I think it also helps to start with friends and then branch off to friends of friends.
Yeah.
Uh, because I think it's way easier that way rather
Yep.
than just a random person. Yeah, like if there's someone that you're interested in and you know that you have a friend that's like sort of friends with that friend, you could probably like I know it sounds like shady stuff, like, oh, it's like, is this like a connections thing? No, not really. Well, it kind of is a little
Yeah.
bit,
Oh yeah, I
but
understand naman. I understand.
yeah, and the fact of the matter is, it is easier to interact with someone who also knows that you're friends with their friend.
Yeah.
They would probably trust you more than if
Yeah.
you were just a random person on the internet.
Yeah.
It's
That's a,
just kind of how things are.
mm-hmm.
And
And
I would say I was lucky enough to find friends
mm-hmm.
that I could ask, and then I would ask their friends.
Yeah.
It's pretty rare for me to ask someone that I just straight up don't know at all.
Yeah.
Unless I see that they make the effort to also interact with me, then I'm like, oh, okay, maybe I could ask them,
Mm-hmm.
because part of YouTubing does involve interacting with others. You
Yeah.
you can't really just grow, like some people think, oh, when you're a VTuber, you just grow on your own. You're just solo all the time.
Yeah.
And some people can do that if they're like maybe super entertaining, super
Mm-hmm.
talented, and all of that. But if you're not,
That's gonna be a hard time.
then because like for me, I don't think I am entertaining really.
Oh,
Like when I'm on
double for
stream,
me. Double for me. Like,
because like I'm not really, I don't crack jokes that often. I don't like. I talk to chat though.
yeah,
I talk to chat, but I'm not. I don't really crack jokes too often, nor do I like have high energy. Most of the time, I'm like this, where
chill.
I'm just relaxed when I'm
Yeah.
talking.
Like, I think people's I started. I don't know why I do this, but I'm pretty much the chillest person on stream. But when I'm playing with people, I sound like a monkey. Like, I'm gonna look for the video. I'm gonna share it to you.
I
But it
mean,
might.
for me, same. Because when I play games, I also tend to become louder and all that. I think you'll see a little bit of it when I play Overwatch. Like I just start when I shot call, especially, I start becoming a bit louder.
Shout call.
I'm sorry when that happens though, because
Yeah,
it
may
kind of, I
shout
feel
call
like
ka
it
pa.
ruins the chill mood sometimes when I'm like, oh my god, there's a Mercy right there, kill her now, parang ganon.
Ah, hindi ko lang kung makakita mo din. Dami
I
niya
mean,
display.
everyone gets monkey when playing. Yeah, exactly, AJ. When we're
Yeah,
playing our favorite games, we tend to change. Or we become less chill all of a sudden.
yeah. Hindi ko ako nandito. Pero ano eh. There's like this clip of me like, kilala mo si Mama Kay?
Yes, yes, Lady K.
Lady K. So, there's this there's this clip of me. There's this video of hers like she was playing May, and I was just playing. I think it was I've forgotten who it was. But she was using May, and I was just getting frizzed by her May, and I was just making these random noises because I don't want to die. Like I can for me like when I'm not streaming, when I'm not looking at chat, I just let myself out, and I be like the dumbest person in the lobby sometimes. Like there's this other clip like people are like giving me the like the like saying to me the reason why the clip is good is because of me, but for me I don't even see it. I'm just gonna look for it and I'm gonna send it to you. Pero yeah, people saying I made this clip like good. So yeah, because when I play offline, especially off stream, I just like to be myself more than I play on stream, which I really want to change from soon. But with that kasi minsan ako nahihirapan din. Yung yung uh, what is it called?
Which
Yung
one?
minsan ako nahihirapan bakit di ako nag-aano sa stream na nagiging pang noisy as I can. It's just my shyness. Like I don't di ako mahilig magsalita sa sarili ko. Which is weird if I started streaming. But that's like the main reason why you stream. Learned one of the reasons why for sana natutunan ko, you need to learn when streaming. You need to learn how to talk to yourself. But most of the time,
Yes.
most of
I'm still pretty much learning how to do that as
yeah,
well.
pretty much kasi ayun sinad ka na. Pretty much I still don't know how to do that because even mag-isa ako, I just stay in silent. I'm just deathly silent na naman lang.
Okay, I'm gonna listen to this right now.
Okay.
Oh god. What the heck? Okay, for a context chat, Andrew's like doing some monkey noises right now. He's like That's my Andrew impression.
Okay, I'm gonna show it on stream. Give me a wait lang. Pero you can react to it. I'm just gonna set it up on stream. So
But yeah, this does capture the whole I'm playing with my friends energy and nobody's watching, you know.
yeah.
Which is nice. I feel like that would be for me, I feel like I could be more okay, not gonna lie, like on stream, I feel like I'm not as toxic, but in off stream I can be a bit toxic.
Paano
Especially when it
toxic?
comes to Overwatch. Huh?
Paano toxic?
You know, like I actually like like you know when people don't okay my biggest okay here's a hot take guys my
Ayan.
biggest pet peeve in Overwatch is when people don't know how to play the role properly. Okay.
Same here, same here. Dati nung bago-bago sa Overwatch, kahit nung
And
nakita tayo, hindi ako ganun. Pero when I started to play Overwatch more and more, like fuck, way people learn how to play roles.
yeah, and like I mean, I know it's not really the fault of the player who are new because there is a lot of things to learn in Overwatch, but I think that's where Overwatch and League go hand in hand for beginners.
Yeah.
Where if you're a new League player, everyone who's experienced in League will dislike you because they're just annoyed that you can't play properly, right? Like
Yeah.
in the League of Legends game, and it's the same with Overwatch. And the problem with that is mostly because of the game being super team based.
Yep.
You can't really solo carry in Overwatch. Like even though your one character's just popping off killing everyone,
Mm-hmm.
there's still so many members in the team that can just stop you because like there's five of them, right?
Yeah.
And you can't really 1v5 in Overwatch. Like that never works. I see people try to do that often because what they play Valorant or Apex where they could like 3v1 or 1v5 with their ace. But in Overwatch it really is impossible. Like
Yeah.
there's so many things in the game that just straight up make it impossible.
So
And yeah, like because of that, um I'm not gonna name anyone, okay? But there are people where I'm like, I would love to play with you, but you don't know how to play the game. So when we do play, I'm just sad the whole time.
don't worry, same here. I'm not gonna
and
call
then
people out, but same here.
and you're like, I don't want that to dissuade people from asking me to play with you, because like like I think I would let you know if you don't know how to play.
Yeah. Ayun.
And
Si ano, sleep.
no, not you, Steve. I know you can play the game, Steve. You've been playing it since Overwatch 1. Come on.
Yeah. I'm gonna show
But
this.
yeah,
I'm gonna show the stream about the clip that I showed you.
all right. So listen to this, guys. Andro just goes full Winston here, full monkey. Damn. Do you think I sound like that, guys? If I ever go serious in video games, could I sound monkey?
So yeah, that's the clip. And if I can ever find the video of me being absolute idiot on Overwatch while fighting Mama K's May, I'm gonna share it. But yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a monkey X
Alam mo yun,
Scooby Doo.
alam mo yung ano? Alam mo yun, AJ? If you guys don't know, Jolo was the streamer there, Jolo BT. So, yeah. Alam mo yung AJ?
Oh,
yun,
Jolo.
yeah. The ghost detective. So, yeah, I'm surprised that someone know that. So, yeah. Like,
But yeah, it's
that
quite
day.
yeah. So yeah, I'm sorry. I do. I mean, even though I don't really like playing with people who don't know how to play Overwatch, I'm just glad people are getting into it lately. Like it's really changed a lot for me as a streamer, I think. Cuz
Mm,
cuz like Overwatch is the game I wanted to play to start with back then.
okay.
But then I read guides everywhere as streamers like, oh, you should play games that are like, sure, you have to play games you like, but you also have to play games that are sort of relevant in your community.
Yeah.
So when I looked at everyone, what were people playing? Valorant, League of
League
Legends,
of
Apex
Legends.
Legends.
Apex Legends. Kasi, ano,
Overwatch was kind of like that underdog in a way. And it still is in a way, but it's
yeah.
more accessible now for everyone.
Yeah. Especially like
And
it's the same
yeah.
for me. Like I started playing League on stream, League of Legends. Then I tried
Mhm.
Valorant. Then those games didn't help me grow, or those games didn't help me at all. Then when I started to play like my main game off stream, on stream, Tekken, then I started like seeing like people are watching me because of Tekken. And then I started like going for Tekken every stream, even though it's like almost every day just the same, me playing Lily, trying to rank up on Tekken, but people are liking it, and I was surprised like people are liking it. And because of Tekken too, people I started to meet new people that I was surprised I didn't meet earlier. So yeah. And that's why like Tekken and Overwatch, even though like those are the games that before that isn't that good on VTubers, or like people don't associate with VTubers. Like I'm glad that for me Tekken and you for Overwatch, those games worked and helped us.
Mhm.
So yeah. And talking about Overwatch, For you, what's ano
More
ba?
Overwatch, eh?
Yeah, talking about
Yeah, go ahead.
Overwatch. For you, what made it click for Overwatch? Like, bakit Overwatch ang naging ano mo, like favorite game?
Okay, so back in 2016, yeah, when I
Ah,
got this game. So
yeah.
yeah, I got the game back in 2016.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason why I got it was I wanted the replacement for Team Fortress 2.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because
Still,
I'm a huge Team Fortress 2 fan. For those who don't know, that's a Valve game. It's similar. It's similar to
still a
Overwatch.
solid game, by the way. Still a solid game.
It is still a good game, but it's similar to Overwatch, where you have different quote unquote heroes, but they were
Mm-hmm.
called classes back then.
Mm-hmm.
So you could choose to be a sniper, the engineer, and yeah, some of the characters in Overwatch are inspired by the Team Fortress 2 characters. Like the
Mm-hmm.
medic is Mercy, and engineer is Torbjorn, and the soldier is Farah, but can fly.
Yep.
But for me, TF2 was sort of getting stale at the time. I just wanted something new. And I think also a lot of TF2 fans felt the same way because, I remember when Overwatch was being compared to TF2 a lot back then, where people were like, this is the new Team Fortress 2, the updated TF2. And yeah, when I did play it, I was like, yeah, it kind of feels that way. And there's also interesting characters here that I've never seen before. And like, yeah, the characters really drew me in as well. The art style of the game, the music, everything combined was just pure dopamine hit, serotonin hit. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like they really did well on the foundation of the game, making the gameplay loop just addicting as heck, like the most addicting thing ever. And I just played it, and
Yeah.
there were like some hiccups along the way. Like sometimes the game would have a weird balancing issue that made people
What is
play
it
it
called?
less.
Okay,
Hmm?
Iki Brigetta, no Brigetta,
Yeah, Brigitte. I think I stopped for an entire year actually at some
because of
point.
Brigetta.
No, no, not because of Brigitte, but I get of course, after a while, Overwatch got stale because
Yeah.
there weren't the updates. The biggest issue with it is that the updates are very slow and they don't really balance things that quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And the maps took forever to come out as well. So, of course, I had to take a break from it. Played Apex because Apex came out like after that.
Yeah.
And I remember
Okay.
people were like, "This is just Overwatch PUBG,"
Yeah. Like,
and, and then what? People were just comparing everything to Overwatch. I liked it. And then when Valorant came out, people were like, "This is just Overwatch with CS:GO,"
yeah.
but now, after a while of being dead, Overwatch sort of fell off in this in
In
from
gaming.
content of
Yeah.
people,
That's
which
why.
makes sense because like competing against Valorant in the Philippines is like it's a free game,
Yeah.
so the free game would win more for sure.
Yeah.
But
And
yeah, once it came back, sorry I keep interrupting you, but
that's fine. Pero yeah, that's why I recently. Do you know Salty Fish?
yeah, Salty Fish,
So,
ML7,
um,
CarQ, these are the
Turkey.
streamers that are like kind of they're still keeping Overwatch alive even
Yeah.
after so long of being dead. So
I
kind of
remember
owe it
like
to them.
subbing to Salty Fish in 2018. Then
Mm-hmm.
like a few years after Overwatch came out, I think in 2018 Overwatch was still relevant. But
Yeah.
when Overwatch kind of stopped being relevant, I stopped watching Salty Fish. But because Overwatch became relevant again, especially like when the Overwatch 2 announcement trailer came
Yeah.
out, I started watching Salty Fish again, and I just love his content. Like the funny,
Yeah.
they're him and his uh, group of friends are some of the funniest people I've ever seen. Like second to the Vanus Gaming Group. Like at them.
Yeah, and the fact that they still released videos like of Overwatch even though it was already dead was like
Yeah,
also really cool. He really believed in the game, I think, or he just genuinely had a good time
I think they
with
just
the game.
genuinely had a good time because
And now look at everyone who played Overwatch content, right? Like I feel like everyone who really stuck with Overwatch is benefiting right now.
yeah,
Like
uh,
especially the OG streamers back then who who would make the guide videos. Now they're like, oh, I will now return to give guides to the new people who are coming
What's
in.
s-
Overall, Overwatch was good for everyone who wanted to stream Overwatch.
uh,
Like,
that's why actually I ano, before I took like my small hiatus or small break, I was just
mhm,
pumping out Overwatch streams after Overwatch streams because genuinely I'm having fun with the game.
mhm.
And that I think that's the reason why I started that's why I started to talk to you more actually because you're one of like the people I know that plays Overwatch a lot, and I wanted to
Uh,
watch like your streams to learn, just to hang out with people that plays the same game that the same game that I play. So, yeah,
I actually want to talk about that. Like,
yeah,
so I've heard people say that they watch my streams to like take notes. Or I mean, okay, somebody told me this. Okay,
okay,
somebody who watches me told me that oh, like they watch my streams to like take notes on how to play the game, and I'm like, really? Like I feel like I don't really do a good job of teaching much because I'm just
yeah,
playing the game, you know.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And sometimes AJ, you do it as well. Oh damn. Okay, but yeah, apparently people have said that they take notes when they watch my Overwatch gameplay because they're like trying to learn, and I do wonder if that has been helpful for anyone.
Uh,
Because sometimes I do like make take talk about tidbits like I'm doing this because something's happening or whatever. But most of the
mhm.
time I'm like playing Anna and I'm just like I'm just shooting at everyone, you know. And I'm
Shoot,
like, are you really learning anything here? I'm just shooting at everyone, you know.
yeah, shooting at everyone that moves. It either deals damage or either heals someone. It it works.
Because like for me when I play Overwatch, it's mostly just my feelings, like rather than I know what I'm doing.
Oh my
It's
god.
mostly because I've been playing for quite a while.
Yeah.
Now, my friend, I do have friends who
Uh,
I played with back in high school that can probably explain why some of the things that we're doing is correct and wrong for Overwatch.
uh,
Because for me, I was never really that type of guy. It just naturally happened to me because I played for a long period of time. Like if you want advice about Mercy or Ana, maybe I could give that.
oh my god.
Genji I cannot. Like I really cannot. So
Okay.
if
Can I say this? I exactly feel the same way, but with Tekken, like people are talking,
yeah, true.
people are asking me, "Oh, what can I do this?" Like the one thing, the most important thing. I say this to people, especially to new people, those who really wants to commit their time to Tekken. Learn the frames, because for me, I just got lucky. I got lucky because I stick with one character and I trust in that character a lot. And I don't need to learn the frames because I know what that characters do, what that character do, and what I need to do with that character. But I cannot teach anything because one of the most important thing in Tekken is just to learn the frames of what
Mm-hmm.
characters do. Because unlike in maybe in some FPS, but not all FPS, like there's this frame specific thing that you need to do. But in Tekken and in all other fighting games, the frames are such an important thing in the game, and you need to learn it. For me, I just got lucky that I got to the rank that I got. The rank that I am right now, just because of gut feeling. Like people,
Yeah.
ganun ka rin, no? Gut feeling lang nangyari sa Overwatch.
Yeah, true. But and that's why for me, like that's why I'd be so bad at like other games. Because um like I'm playing
Pero
like
ako rin, ako
I
rin.
tried playing Tekken, right?
Ah,
I tried playing Tekken the other day. Or
oh,
not the
bakit?
other day, the other month, I guess.
Okay, okay.
And and yeah, that was when I think Summer invited me to that one, and like Sayama
Ah,
was there as well. I played
saya,
against Sayama, and I'm like, oh my god, why am I playing against Sayama? This makes no sense. Like
yeah.
this guy is a Tekken champion or something. But then I'm like, okay, we're just having a good match. So my go to in Tekken, right? Like, but like my go to in Tekken is to play Eddie, and then I spam triangle
Ah,
circle. Okay,
okay, okay, yeah, I see, I see, I see.
because I remember that a long time ago. When we had the PSP. Does anyone remember the PSP,
Tekken
PlayStation
6, yes, yes,
Portable?
yes, yes, yes. Oh my
there
god,
was a
that was such a long time ago.
there was a Tekken game on the PSP, and I remember having a multiplayer match with my cousin.
Yeah.
And my cousin would always play Eddie and spam triangle circle, which is like the break dancing attack. That's like really hard to like. I guess if you're not familiar with how to block
Yep.
like downwards and like mid range, you're like, well, I don't know what I'm. You just get hit by everything,
Yeah.
and he just spams that the whole time. So I did it for me. Like that's the extent of how I can play Tekken, because
Ah.
because fighting games was never really my thing. Because like my brain cannot process how you can just remember every combo
Mhm.
and remember which combo to use
Mhm.
and remember how to block a certain ways or react to fast punches. You know, my brain
Yeah.
cannot like process that fast enough.
I don't
Which is
remember.
weird, right? Because in Overwatch, it's sort of similar where like there's so many fast things happening
Yeah.
that you just immediately react to. But maybe that's what it is. You're just learning instinctually, like from each game.
Yeah.
You know, it's all instinct at that point.
Talking back to
Game
like
sense they
yeah.
call it, right?
Yeah.
And
Oh yeah. Yeah. The game sense.
and yeah, maybe it is just game sense actually. It's not that complicated.
Yeah.
I
Pero
just
talking
I
back
just
to
explained
ano.
game sense.
Talking back to Overwatch, like people from kasi Overwatch is free to play. People were shocked about that part, especially the first time it was announced. But people were shocked how fast Overwatch is, how fast paced it is. Like you need to
Yeah.
make split seconds decisions if you want for a support, if you want to heal your team, if you want to support your team, keep your team alive. You have, especially kung meron ka na nanuing Genji, you
Yeah,
really need to make the split
but
decision. But
for Overwatch though, it's mostly it is a game of rock paper scissors.
yeah,
Like some
that
heroes are countered immediately by other heroes,
yeah,
and but that doesn't mean you immediately win. You still have to learn what to do with that character to counter said hero.
yeah.
So
Like
there's that aspect of it. Yeah.
I remember like some of the Valorant people that I play with, they tried Overwatch
Mm-hmm.
and sabi nila, hindi naman sabi nilang ganito, ganito, pero sinabi lang literally nila, nahihilo sila.
Here's the things that I remember hearing from my Valorant friends when they switched to
Ah,
Overwatch. One is why are we moving so slow, right? Or what? Or like, am I not allowed to move faster than this, like that? And then another is why aren't they dying? Diba? And another thing they say is wait, I have to aim up at this game. Why I have to aim up at the sky? Like what the heck? I have to aim at the
uh,
sky.
with Echo, with Farah, and with with sino ba yung Mercy? Yeah, you need to learn to aim up. You need to learn
I
to look
know,
up.
like Valorant player have to look like higher than 45 degrees. Oh no, this
Oh
is too
no, my
difficult.
weakness. So yeah,
Wait, you mean I have to look straight up 90 degrees? Impossible.
impossible.
And then what else? Another thing that they talk about is like like what was it?
Mm.
Like why is just there's too much shit on my screen. Yeah, like they also talk about that.
Yeah,
And yeah, because like if you see some screenshots of Overwatch where everyone's using their abilities at the same time, it's just clutter on the screen.
just watch Overwatch League and the team's just doing all their items at once, and you see.
Yeah, and I mean that does happen in Valo, but very rarely when
Yeah,
everyone ults at the same time.
yeah,
Like you have a double Astra wall, like breach ult, fade ult. Parang imagine if all of those are shooting at once.
yeah,
And for that, like for me, Valorant, Overwatch is just that part of Valorant, but the entire time. So
yeah.
so you know those parts in Valo where it's just shit on the screen with everyone using their ults.
Doon ka
That's just
sanay.
Overwatch the whole time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
doon ka sanay.
Because every time it happens in Valorant, right? Usually people just stop. They just can't process it anymore. They're like, I don't know what's happening. It's just a bunch of smokes everywhere and walls everywhere. You know.
Wait lang. I might need to
Because that.
take wait. I might need to take a small break because may
Ah.
kumukulo sa chan ko. Feeling ko kailangan ko na ilabas. So, Feeling yata gets mo sinasabi ko.
Oh wait,
So,
but I do have to like
oh yeah,
go
7 na.
for yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay, let's finish
So
this
what
last
do you think?
discussion, then yeah, let's go.
But
Ayan
yeah,
ka ba?
like yeah, I guess
Pero yeah,
final thoughts on Overwatch, I guess.
yeah, pero ano rin no? Talking about yung bakit kailangan mo umalis, so why no? Para alam ng mga tao at mapunta sila doon.
Guys, so due to my bad decisions,
Don't worry, it's not a bad decision. So, yeah.
due to bad decision making, it turns out I have two podcasts to attend to today. This is the first one,
Yeah.
and honestly, I was happy to be here and talk to you because it was very I've never been invited to a podcast before, so
Yeah.
I'm really honored that you have me as your first guest.
Yun.
But also we scheduled another thing with my group, which is the nightclub boys. Yeah, that's what we call ourselves.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you have a Swift's link on your channel or something that you could pull up.
I can pull it up real quick. Punta na lang sa PI.
Okay, sure. But yeah, we're so my group, well, not really impromptu, but my VTuber group right now, we're called the Nightclub Boys. We consist of Ionova, Akichiaki, Swifty, Atrocious Salad, and Starrog streams. I think for any of the ones who have watched me before, you've seen them occasionally on my stream. And yeah, we're actually we're actually an indie VTuber group technically. So so yeah, we only formed that group recently, and the reason why we formed that group was because we all streamed at the same time. We noticed that we share like common audiences. So we thought, hey, why not group up? Why not be with why not become a thing together? And yeah, that's what ended up happening. And tonight will be our first ever podcast together. I think this is our first time being all together in the same call, actually. So
nice.
it's going to be exciting. It'll be streamed on Swift's channel.
And I sent Swift's channel on the chat.
Yeah, it's there in the chat if you guys want to check it out later. It's at 9 p.m. Filipino time, Philippines time. And yeah, we're I don't know what we're gonna talk about. Probably a lot of things. We're probably gonna drink. So if you guys want to see us be wild or whatever, catch our podcast later.
Yes. So yeah. Other than that, for me, meron akong questions parang for the future podcast, I want to do this more. But for me, I want for those former guests, I want to ask them some tips of the game that they are known for. So for me, what are the most like best tips that you can give for people who are playing Overwatch, especially for those who are starting on Overwatch? Because I have some of my own, and pwede mo i-add or pwede ka mag-add ng sarili mo or pwede mong i-disagree yung tip ko. So, unang tip ko sa Overwatch is learn where the health packs are.
I agree with that. Because for health packs, in a way, health packs can win 1v1s. Like literally. Like if you know where a health pack is, you can save yourself when the healer is not available. And some heroes do require health pack knowledge, like Wrecking Ball is one, because since he moves so fast across the map, he can't really be healed by his supports. And any of the diving characters. So if you're a character that goes in then goes out, like Genji, Echo, Tracer, be sure to know where the health packs are, because your healers won't be chasing you. They can't chase you. It's not viable for them to chase you around the map.
Pareho pa naman yata tayong healer mains. Or support mains. Support main ka ba? Or tank?
Yeah, I'm a support main first and DPS main second.
Support and tank second. So basically, I don't play DPS. Because
I see.
To be honest, especially now, I think for me, DPS is one of the more the one boring world.
Really? You think DPS is boring?
Yeah, you just need to because for me, when I play these team games, I want to play like a character that really helps the team. So most of the things you are the heart of the team, and on supports, well, you are healing the team, so you are
I see.
yeah,
But
the
I
one
don't
thing.
know. I guess for me, like being the DPS Echo, for example, it's just really fun to kill them.
Yeah, I still have
It's
like fun.
just
I still have fun
because it's
playing
pretty.
DPS.
It's really well. I guess the DPSs I love to play are the ones that are satisfying to kill with. Like
Echo.
Sojourn is not satisfying, but
Yeah,
then
sure, you're so stupid.
if you
Creating
if you
something.
have if you have Echo, then the combo it
Yeah,
gives. It's weird. It's a weird thing to say, but
yeah.
the combo gives me the dopamine hits. I'm like, oh yes, I hit the
Especially when
combo,
you hit the
guys.
combo and kill the tank.
Because it's the combination of hitting the combo skill shot and then you hear the sound effects like and like they're dead. It's like, oh yes,
Yeah, like
that is the
yeah,
most satisfying sound of all time.
yeah. So
And for
yeah.
supports, I also like supports that do a lot. So like Anna does a lot, Kiriko can do a lot as well.
Mhm.
So and I feel like I feel like I would enjoy Ramatra as well because he
Oh
does
yeah,
a lot.
Rematra's gonna be fun when he comes up.
Mhm. Yep,
But
can't wait.
it's gonna be a hard time for me because I'm not gonna buy the fucking battle pass though. I'm gonna
Just
grind
know
it.
I will definitely be streaming on day one. I'm not sure if I can buy the battle pass, but we'll see.
Okay, grinding time tayo para kay Ramatra.
Grind to level 50.
Yep. Di ba 45 or 50?
50.
50. 50 ba?
55.
50. Oh my god, it's gonna be hard. Pero yeah, kaya yan.
Well, at least you can get them for free by playing to level 55.
Yep. So yeah. And is that it? Tapos na tayo. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I guess that's it really for now.
Yeah.
For if you guys want me to watch me play more Overwatch or horror games,
Oh yeah,
I'm
okay.
streaming on my channel,
So,
Raykasuta. But yeah, honestly, thanks for having me here, Andro. It was fun. Thank you for those who stopped by and listened
yeah.
to Andro's return podcast, right? And
Yep.
congrats, Andro, on coming back. I hope you manage to do more streams in the future now that you're back.
Thank you. Yeah. Uh, I'm doing something on stream and fucking it up. Pero wait, give me a second. Okay, here we go. Ito na. There you go. That's Ray. Give him a follow and
Hey,
especially
thank
if you
you.
guys want to see
30
Overwatch.
seconds.
Oh God, Jesus Christ! If you guys want to see Overwatch, stop by my stream because that's mostly what I'm playing.
Yep. It's ano kasi, it's a random clip that the stream nakalimutan ko yung clipper na kumukuha ka rin.
Mhm.
Pero yeah, if you guys want to see the more Overwatch content, go to Ray. But he doesn't only stream Overwatch. He streams a lot more other games. So yeah.
Yeah, I usually just choose whatever I want, but most of the time it's Overwatch because I do find that's the most chillest I can be.
Yeah. And later, Ray will be also having another podcast with Swift. And I
I
already
know, right? Damn. Imagine if I just repeat the same things as I said
yeah.
in this podcast and the other
So I
podcast.
also sent Swift's Twitch channel here. And the closing remarks or closing notes is for those who wants, that then Overwatch Bar Brawl will be happening on December 3, Saturday at
December
5,
3?
yeah, December 3, Saturday. At
Oh no, wait.
yeah,
Wait, gabi or daytime?
gabi, around 7 p.m.
All right, noted. Okay.
Yeah, at 7 p.m. GMT plus 8 or Filipino time.
Wait, 7
And
p.m. Oh yeah, okay.
7 p.m.
Sorry.
7 p.m. GMT plus 8 or Filipino time. And I will be hosting it on my channel, but if some reason my internet decide to kill out on me, I'm gonna find someone that can stream using my channel. So most of the time, that might be someone that I know. If not, I will be streaming it. And there are still slots open. There's a lot of slots open, but for now, there are two teams. The teams are, let me get my Discord. Oops, that's not my Discord. The teams are Team Doto and Team on the Rise, which Ray is part of. So yeah, cheer them on December 3, and there will be another team that I've talked to a person that they will definitely join. They're just gonna do something, and for those who wants to join, hindi ako handa para dito. I'm just gonna get the link. But again, I really want to thank Ray for stopping by, for accepting my invitation to this podcast, and
No problem.
And for future podcast, I'm planning to do this podcast if I have the time every other week. So that is still tentative because I'm going into my finals in the first sem of my college, so I might focus on that first. But I'm gonna try to get a podcast on December. So I hope you guys can look out for that. And yeah,
All
diba
right.
talaga?
GG's
GG's,
everyone.
GG's. And for those who wants to join the then Overwatch Barber, here is the link. Here we go.
But yeah, Andro, I do think I have to go now because I prepare dinner.
Yeah, here's the link.
But yeah, thanks for
And
having me
yeah,
again.
again,
So
thank you again
I'll
for Ray
see you
to
for now.
for stopping by. And yeah, pwede ka naman. We're just gonna read some. So yeah,
All right. See you guys. Bye bye.
see you, Ray. Thank you, thank you. So we're gonna read someone, and the person we're gonna read is actually a good friend of mine, Wise or Rashid VP. So we're gonna read him. Here's the raid message, and let's read Wise. Again. Thank you for Ray for stopping by, and thank you everyone for watching. The the full episode of the Gamer Talk podcast will be available on my YouTube, which I will be posting on Twitter. So for those who wants, here's my Twitter, and I'm still gonna send it, but here is my YouTube channel. I'll be posting the episode maybe tomorrow. I just need to download the VOD overnight. So yeah. Thank you guys again for watching, and I'll see you guys again next time. Bye bye.